Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Metaverse of Gaming. We're back with another episode of Let's Go Around. This is yours truly, Resident Raccoon or AJ, whatever you like to call me. You know, it's okay. You can call me either one. I'm joined live here with StarWind. Hello, what's up, man?
Yeah. What's going on?
And this is his famous line, yeah. And I am also joined by Xerox1215, the Azure Nightmare.
Watch our other video to get the inside joke.
What's up, man?
I just want to know why every time I kill these monsters, I don't get this plate that I need. It's like I need to carve out their heart just to get what I want.
Because
the game doesn't love you.
RNGesus is not on your side.
It is not. It is not at all.
So before we kind of get into the meat of the podcast here, how's you guys' week been? Zero, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go first. Pretty good. I got my second vaccine shot. Rather than that, everything's great. Yeah, I'm being a decent human being, actually doing my part. Everyone else should do the same. If you can get vaccinated, definitely go for it. Got Oddworld Storm Brew, or Soulstorm, I think it was called, for the PS5, since it's apparently the game of the month, which surprised the hell out of me since it just came out. So yeah, I want to talk more about that later, but overall the week's been pretty good.
Cool. And Starwin, how's your week been, man?
My week's been real great. Nothing to complain about. Saw part 1 of WrestleMania yesterday. That shit was pretty good. A lot better than I was expecting. And yeah, you're just living my life, living my life, Larry.
We saw part 1 of WrestleMania yesterday. It was fantastic.
Yep.
Oh my god, I did not think it was going to be as good as it actually ended up being. I'm super stoked for night 2. I'm hoping that night 2 is just as good, even better, and then collectively it'll be one of the best WrestleManias ever. Sasha Banks main event, we got it done. If you don't remember from like 2 episodes ago, I was trying to get that hashtag going. We got it done. She main evented with Bianca Belair, and it was a beautiful fucking main event. 2 black women in the main event of WrestleMania for the championship. History, amazing. Unfortunately, also this week we lost DMX. So rest in peace to DMX, one of the biggest rapping legend icons out there. You guys listen to DMX, I'm sure.
Big facts. RIP, man.
Yeah, that's still crazy.
Yeah, he was battling for like a week, man. And it's fucking ridiculous.
Well, they said he had like a relapse, basically. That's what caused him to have the heart attack.
And it was crazy. They put up like a video like a few days before he passed away of him singing, I think, MJ in like the car. Like his family.
Yeah.
It's fucked the way life can just fucking switch like that on you. So ridiculous.
Yeah.
So to get into now the meat of the podcast, we wanted to talk a little bit about E3 today. All right, so there's a lot of rumors and news going around about E3 that is shocking, not shocking. So I feel like the news started with them wanting to charge for E3. Am I correct?
Yes.
So they wanted to charge for you to watch it live on stream. I'm of the party that thinks that, it's a little fucked up. I wouldn't want to pay for it, but I kind of don't blame them for kind of going that route. I don't know how you guys feel.
It's understandable, but I feel like with the way that all these other companies do digital events, it's really hard to justify, and that's what ended up happening, was that there was so much backlash for it that they decided not to charge people, which now I'm curious how they're going to generate any type of revenue to pay for all the things that happen at these events, because it's not like these events are cheap. People still have to get paid. Money has to go into someone's hands to make all this happen.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious about the back end of stuff.
What about you, Zero? What do you think?
Yeah, I really think it was not a smart move. I know with COVID, the industry is taking like a bit of a hit. A lot of games are being delayed, and some people's jobs are like a little in question. Like once they finish the project, we're not really sure if they're still going to be like around or even hanging on, and if they were just like a freelance job or not, which really sucks. But the fact that you're going to have like this event that wasn't around last year, and the fact that you're like, hey, we're gonna charge you to see it, it's pretty fucked up, especially since I think at this point E3 is going to die out because all these companies now are basically looking to like the Nintendo Direct model, where it's like we don't really need to have like this huge showroom floor to like push out everything and also like sell or prototype ideas in games, when we can just like push out like, hey, this is what we have for this quarter of this year. Let us know what you think. Be on the lookout for it. Here's a demo. Enjoy. So
It's also
that was
interesting.
basically a major backlash.
It's interesting point that you brought up the Nintendo model, because with the Nintendo Directs, like if you think about it, Nintendo keeps up hype for their company year long. Instead of having to wait for like that one big event, they'll throw out like something like in March and then like maybe a 20-minute video in like May, so that way they constantly have people coming back to Nintendo. And like now people are constantly just trying to buy their games. They're holding on to their systems. They're keeping their Nintendo subscriptions and things like that. Bro, the Nintendo model is really going places. And now you see people like Capcom doing it too, where they had Resident Raccoon. He actually did a co-stream for Capcom. That was what, in January, February that you did that?
Yeah, I think it was in January.
Yeah, and then now you're doing another one in April. So it's
Mhm.
like these companies know that if they can just keep pushing out like small bits of content to keep the hype up, they'll never die down, and then people are always looking at them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Keep themselves
also
relevant.
so in the process of doing the co-stream stuff, at the end of it you must submit your stream to them. They tell you that they probably are going to use it for like ads. So it's also a good way for them to market their game as well, beyond just the stream. So I don't want to go out on a limb and say that E3's dead or is like dying. I think there will always be a market for events like that. It's a con, right? Like it's become a con. Like if you guys aren't familiar with E3 or like new to the gaming world or whatever it is somehow, E3 started as like a showcase for what's the word I'm looking for? Like other developers
And producers.
Yeah, like that's what it was. It was closed off to the public. The public only had access after the shows to play some of the games that were announced. Then it slowly grew into a convention where you now can buy a ticket to go see the latest games and play the latest games. You get passes for the week. It's like if you go to like San Diego Comic-Con or fucking New York Comic-Con or whatever it is. So I feel like it's gonna become that, right? A fucking convention, like a full-blown convention where,
assuming that they can keep the physical events open.
Yeah, which is fair, right? It's hard for them to make money last year, and
because it's these past 2 years. Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
really hard to justify the physical events anymore.
and it comes down to situations like Evo recently, right? Where Sony bought Evo.
Yeah.
Is E3 going to be able to flourish on its own? Because Evo's proven that it's not able to flourish on its own. Not only did it not make money, it also lost its biggest asset, with the Speak Out movement last year. So he was forced to step down, and new management came about, and they needed to adapt and grow.
Yeah.
And Sony was that next best opportunity. So it's interesting to think maybe, could E3 be bought out by someone? Could E3 be sold?
It only made sense that Snow would like pick it up, because every game that's like listed out on there, like the main showroom, like the main show or main stage contender, always is played on I believe a PS4 or a PS5, like any Sony system right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes only sense. And honestly, the way I view everything now is like every fighting game that's like I love and like want to play is like a Sony exclusive right there. Like Blaze Blue, now that's like a Sony exclusive. Blaze Blue Cross Tag as well. It wasn't until like recently where the Switch, now they're kind of like moving it out towards there, which kind of sucks, because I feel like the really best place to like play fighting games was probably on Xbox, because I felt like their servers were great, the netcodes on there were good. But now with like this new gen system, I still feel like the best way to play it now is still with the Switch, even though the network isn't the greatest, but the netcode for it is great. And now we're just needing to look at companies utilizing rollback. And even now, Arc System Works is now willing to go back into older games and actually utilize rollback netcode, which would be amazing. Because I really feel like we need that, especially during the times we're in right now.
So, Evo basically was fighting game E3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every year you got those announcements. There was even a Smash announcement for an announcement at Evo. I remember that. Yeah. I remember Sakurai like showing his face on a video there talking about like, oh yeah, we're gonna reveal a character like next week. So that definitely is gonna stay. But in terms of E3, it's interesting. Sony's skipped out the last 3 years on E3? 4?
I think it's been 3 because actually no, it
3.
might be 4 because we are in 2021. Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah,
It's 4 years.
they have been doing the PlayStation State of Plays, which I feel like have been hit or miss. The last one, was Final Fantasy Integrate, but at the end of the day, they only did announce a 2020 game with the 2021 DLC.
Yeah.
Same thing with the last Direct. I feel like the last Direct didn't really like punch new barriers either with any of its content.
Which you could probably attribute to COVID, though. Like Zero said earlier, that the industry is hurting right now.
The industry's very bad right now in terms of making new games and stuff like that. Whether it's not even just the video game industry, it's the movie industry as well. But like Sony, what they did in I think 2018 or 2017, they just announced all of the games that were coming out in the next 4 years for the PS4, the end of its lifespan. They like dumped that shit there, and they were like, "Here, this is what we got. We don't need to do E3 again because we're just gonna tell you again what we got," and like that's it. And I don't think they skipped out on E3 last year. They just couldn't do anything at E3 last year because E3 obviously didn't happen. But it was funny because they released the reveal for the PS5 around the same time that E3 would have happened. So, they obviously probably would have been at E3 last year and revealed some PS5 stuff. I just don't think they have anything announced this year, going back to what Zero said.
For this year.
The industry is hurt, right? Because what we got? God of War 2, Horizon 2. Yeah,
we got God Ragnarok, Horizon,
The Last of Us remake.
Oh, God.
Is that really a thing? Like,
yeah, it's in development. Yeah. It's actually a fucking thing. I don't know why it's happening. I mean, I get why it's happening. I just don't know what chord struck on someone to make this a thing.
God damn.
I think it's because as of right now, Sony is the underdog financially compared to Microsoft and Nintendo. They're not making the same strides in terms of monetization as Nintendo, because Nintendo definitely has the software department as to where Xbox has the hardware department. And now that Xbox is pretty much taking control of like the streaming aspect of things, like being able to access their games from anywhere, no matter where you are, I feel like Sony is panicking, and that's why they're remaking The Last of Us. And that's why they're shutting down certain studios, and that's why they're focusing so much on blockbuster hits, because they need to start making more money to be able to compete with Microsoft in terms of money and to sell more units than Nintendo. That's the biggest thing right now, because like you could say that Sony definitely makes the best like single player games, like their multiplayer community is growing, but still in terms of money, they are the underdog. They can't compete with Microsoft when it comes to like buying out smaller companies or acquisitions, and they're definitely not pushing out the same amount of software titles that Nintendo is. Like Animal Crossing alone, so like I think like 35 million now, and Monster Hunter Rise is hitting like another like 5, and it's been like less than a month. And Sony, I feel like Sony's really panicking right now because they don't know where they're gonna stand come like the next like 3-4 years, and that's why they're really focusing on bringing people back to their first player games. And they need to bring out the God of War and the another Spider-Man and the Last of Us to get people to buy their console again, which is also suffering because of the superconductor shortages. So I don't know, man. I feel like Sony's really trying to find any way to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible, so that they can stay viable.
Yeah. I feel like Sony, what they did with the PS5, right? Like they made shit tons of money in November, right? November, December, and January, you could say fucking loads of money. Like Sony killed it with the PS5 launch. They're still killing it every time a PS5 goes fucking live. It's gone. The demand for it is massive. And then there's Xbox in the background, plotting, waiting, playing the long
Well,
game.
Xbox is also still selling out as well, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, but in terms of long term, right? Sony doesn't.
Like it's not. The thing is, it's not upfront. That's like the thing. It's like you said. It's like in the background. It's everyone's more focused on the PS5 because that's like what everyone believes to be like the showroom killer.
Yeah.
But if you compare the two right now, the main thing is Sony has more content or more games that are out and available. Because honestly, I was looking at my options. Microsoft doesn't really have anything. Like you would think Halo Infinite would have been like right there and then, like right up on front. But even then, they don't have that. They're relying on third parties like Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I want Devil May Cry 5, I'm not going to buy an Xbox Series X so I can play it. I'm going to go for a PS5 because they got Miles Morales. They have Oddworld, Soulbrew, or Soulstorm. And then they have like all like the digital upgrades that are happening right then and there. And on top of that, even with like the consoles, no, not the consoles, the games that are like cross-platform or like multi-platform, they have exclusive content like Marvel Avengers. They have Spider-Man, and I'm going to want to play as Spider-Man since I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
Yeah. And like I said, so they have more content. Like you said, they're
But how many games are actually PS5 exclusive? Like, I feel like Sony doesn't really have that many actual PS5 games. There's like maybe 2 games, because Deathloop also got pushed back, I think, till September.
But
there's like,
I'll take a look and tell you right now.
The thing is that whether it's a PS5 exclusive or not, it runs better on PS5. No matter what, everything is going to run better on your PS5 than it will your Series X.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
No, Series X I think is actually more powerful than the PS5.
But even if it is, you can't play Miles Morales at 60 frames per second 4K on an Xbox Series X.
Nope.
But
that's because there's no Miles Morales on there.
Exactly. And on your PS4 Pro, you're going to play Miles Morales on 1080, 30 frames. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. It's like all those exclusive games for like the PS4 can also be upgraded for the PS5 as well.
Yeah. And like you said, I play Overwatch on PS5 and the game is upscaled massively. Better experience.
Yeah, we played the other day and it was running so smooth. I was so shocked.
Yeah, it was running beautiful.
I've never seen the game run that fast.
So it's hardware, and PS5 has hardware and it has games. So Xbox only has hardware. But like I said, they're playing that long term with Game Pass. They're letting you know what's going to be on Game Pass, right? Within a year or 2 from now.
Yeah.
But I was also theorizing that maybe E3 isn't going to be a company thing. I don't think the gaming industry is going to be a company thing anymore either. I think it's going to be a developer thing. Like it's.
Well, that was the thing with E3 back then. It was still like developers also trying to have other like companies publish their game or even back them.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like it's going back to that now, because E3 is being headlined by the likes of Capcom, Konami, and what were the other companies? You guys remember the other companies that were named to be here?
I do not.
I want to say Bandai Namco was one of them.
Bandai Namco was one of them, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to fact check this. Bugz did not join us today. Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Bros., and Koch Media? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like this console war thing is over. this console war thing is done. I feel like at this point, eventually down the line in 2023, 2024, people are going to be owning an Xbox, a Switch, and a PS5. And like,
yeah, everyone's gonna want everything right then and there.
Yeah, and they're gonna give us a reason to want to own all three, and they're gonna give us, and then like I said, it's just gonna come down to what developers are making. What are the games that are coming out from Capcom, Ubisoft, Square, Konami? Because apparently they're doing a showcase in fucking what years? It's been how many years since Konami's done a showcase?
PS3 era.
Pre-PS3 era. Like I think it was like when they announced
Capcom
the PS3.
just like kind of rode on like
Capcom's
PlayStation
never
State
done
of
it.
Play.
Yeah, Capcom's never done an E3.
Capcom's just basically, like I said, just like rode on like the back of like Sony's PlayStation State
and
of Play
Xbox,
because that's how we found out about Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter 5.
And they also did Devil May Cry 5 on the Xbox stage. So it's you know, Capcom has something. There's something coming. There's something coming from Konami. We don't know what it is, but it's coming. But then also, you know, Ubisoft is a mainstay, right? Ubisoft always does a press conference. I'm surprised Square is missing out this year, but Square already announced their big hit.
I mean, I feel like Square doesn't really have like they already showed their hands. They already basically showed like the games that they have for like each console and what's going to be out in like said time. And honestly, all they need to do is just make a tweet saying, "Oh, hey, this game is actually going to be delayed" or anything like that. Or gameplay wise, I'm pretty sure something will like pop up like around you know said time of like developments or finishment, like something like that.
Yeah, because with Square, it's like here's interlude, here's more Avengers content. We have Avengers content out to August. Here's Life is Strange 3 or whatever the fuck it is. We got this new IP coming out, and then you know FF16 and FF7 Remake 2 are in development. There's nothing for them to tell us. There's literally nothing. It would just
be gameplay reveals. That's all they can really do, or story reveals.
Yeah, they're stacked for the next year and a half. So everything they got is there. Ubisoft is broke. So they need to announce the next Assassin's Creed and the next Just Dance, and then you know they'll make a few bucks to keep themselves alive.
Honestly, they need to make a new Rayman. That's what they need to do.
That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I need a new Rayman, especially in like the art style of Rayman Legends and Origins. I fucking love those games.
The next Smash character will obviously be in June. 100% when E3 happens.
The new Switch.
And potentially the new Switch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And you're probably gonna get another Zelda game. Something Zelda will be shown there, and then they're gonna show us more of.
I feel like Zelda's gonna be pushed to 2020, like the beginning of 2020. Not 2020, 2022. I feel like that's when like Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna make its appearance.
We'll find
but
out.
if they just drop a trailer, it'll be fine. Because if they're gonna announce the new Switch, they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, and guess what? Haha!"
It just launches with it.
Yeah, that's how they're gonna get everyone to upgrade. Because Nintendo just did interview in Japan, a Japan only interview, and the president of Nintendo was talking about new Switch hardware and new Switch software that's coming out. Like they're moving ahead. Then there was like that dock update. Like Nintendo, they know what they're doing.
There's no need for a new console. They're just gonna keep the Switch going.
Yeah,
they're gonna
exactly
update it as much as they can. They're too good right now to be like, here's a Nintendo blah blah, like a Switch U. You know what I mean? Like you just keep.
I think if they learned anything, a Switch U is not in the cards right there.
Yeah, you know, you just keep upgrading your console. It's proving to work. It's making you money.
Yeah, they said that the Switch is at the half a point of its lifespan, so they're expecting it to last another 4 years before they do anything else.
It fucking baffles me. But
I still can't believe it's been 4 years with this thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I have it right next to me. I'm holding it in my hands.
I'm looking at it, and I'm honestly, if they announce like a Switch Pro, as much I want to like resist buying it, I'm probably going to buy it just because this thing is like starting to sound very janky at points. When I'm
when you play Monster Hunter Rise, it's like...
up. Yeah, I hear that fan like kicking into overdrive. But then again, I dropped mine, and then like the vent piece for it, like that little like cheap like metal like kind of broke into it. So I'm like, maybe that's like in there kind of fucking it up. But I don't know. I feel like it's time for me to maybe upgrade to like a new Switch, like what happened with the new 3DS.
I was
I'm
gonna
wondering if they
say,
do this, are we gonna have like exclusive games for like the Switch? Like you need the new Switch or something like that, or Switch Pro, like
I don't
only
think so.
compatible.
oh, I think it's gonna be like you can still play it on the Switch, but it's gonna run like shit.
Yep.
Yeah, probably something like that.
It's gonna look like a DS game compared to what the Switch Pro can do.
Well, I still find it funny is that even with like the new 3DS, they're like saying, "Oh, certain games you'll need a new 3DS to play," and like the new games that they had for it were basically only like 4. It was like Runner 3D or something like that.
yeah,
Uh, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, and I think it was Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yep.
yeah. I held
Yeah,
on
and
to.
Hyrule
All those came to the Switch, so it made no difference.
I'm the person that holds on to my first piece of hardware. Like I held on to my first 3DS for years. I didn't upgrade to the 2DS until maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I got my partner got me the Pokeball one.
Upgraded
Yeah.
immediately as soon as I saw the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3DS. I was like, I'm gonna get that. That's the only reason I'm gonna upgrade.
Didn't even do it willingly. I didn't even buy it. It was a gift. So I would have stuck with my original 3DS. Like I
still wish I had my original.
I had my first.
I
PS4
gave it
for
to my ex like a
years.
dumbass.
Oh yeah, the original is still somewhere around here. I don't know where. But
I'm
like,
not gonna lie, I kind of like the original design. It felt a little bit sleeker than anything.
I just like the big screens on the new one. That's all it is. I like to see it more on my screen. I was gonna
That's always
say,
nice, but just like its sleekness, like it was like that glass finish on top of it.
yeah, the glossiness. But I was gonna say that my Switch runs beautifully as if it's brand new, and I think it's because I don't play it.
I think that's
and
the
you
reason why too.
also- You upgraded to the Smash one like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
So it's not even like the original Switch.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. You did get a different Switch.
So it's not even my first launch Switch.
Yeah, you
that I'm
read up.
holding.
And even then, that one was like kind of like the red box series. Am I correct?
I don't think so.
No, that one came out afterwards.
Yeah, that
Oh,
definitely
that came out
afterwards.
afterwards.
Mhm. I was thinking of getting the red
I
box
thought it was like
one when
around
it
the
first
same
came
time.
out, but
You didn't want to get rid of the Smash bundle.
no, because I could have given you other Joy-Cons, or I could have just traded in the new Joy-Cons, right?
Yeah.
That's how we used to do it at GameStop.
Mhm.
And then I would just keep my Joy-Cons, but it didn't feel necessary really, because again, I play my Switch docked, so like I never really play handheld. This is the most I've played handheld with Monster Hunter Rise.
You play? Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean like when I'm in bed and I don't want to play Monster Hunter, I play handheld.
What's wrong with you?
What's the forbidden way of playing Monster Hunter? What is this?
Like, I feel like you need to play that game docked. Like, if you don't have a dock around you, I understand playing in handheld, but in bed, man, like, wait, where's your Switch anyway?
On my TV.
In the living room.
And the TV's in the living room. All right, so I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
See, this is why I want to try and get like one of my other docks back from my ex, so I can have 2 docks and just have them like change from different like TV stations,
Like,
or even at my job. That way, I can just dock that and I have to like bring everything with me.
it runs beautifully handheld. I can tell you
Oh no,
that.
it's great on handheld, surprisingly.
And I don't button mash, so my Joy-Cons surprisingly have lasted very, very long time.
I actually have launched
That-
Joy-Cons.
This is like my 4th set of Joy-Cons.
So
Big yikes.
these things are beautiful. They run
Well, I only
beautifully.
got like what was it? So there was a reason why I got like the certain colors I have now, because I felt like it best represented like my team in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. So I have like the purple for Under Night since Hyde's on my team, and then the neon blue for Blaze Blue since Ragna.
Damn, you go extra weeb.
Well, dude, I want to customize it, and people will be like, "Oh, why do you have those colors?" And be like, "Oh, it's my team from Cross Tag," and they'll be like, "Oh, that's amazing. You play Cross Tag too, a man of culture."
Oh no, as we know, you're what is it? You're more than just a train groper.
Oh yeah.
I'll put the meme on screen right now.
For those of you who don't understand this, in the chat recently, I think it was StarWind that posted, like, it's some guy. It's like just saying, like, I'm no ordinary train molester. I play Blaze Blue. I was like, yeah, that seems about right.
I play Blaze Blue. I am no longer. Oh no, I gotta read it the other way. I am no longer just a mere train molester. I play Blaze Blue.
My question is that the original thing? Like, is that what the guy said, or like you found someone who edited that shit in?
No, it's from Devilman Lady. The guy is saying that he's like a pervert demon or something. That he elevated himself to being just a train molester. He's like a demon now. And someone just edited for Blaze Blue. I guess they knew you. So.
Oh man! And honestly, if they put in like Blaze Blue in there, I'm like, wow, I can't believe Arc System Workers like, yeah, you know what? Put this in there, please. We need all the sales we can get from Blaze Blue.
Get all the train molesters in the demographic.
Oh man!
Oh man!
Well, he just like corners them and is like, relax. I play Blaze Blue. It's like, oh okay, I understand now.
He whispers in their ear, "I'm a Ragnar main."
Surprisingly enough, there's not that many out there. I feel like if you're going to be like a train molester in the Blaze Blue series, you'd probably play Bang or something like that. Bang or Tiger, one of those two.
Oh man. I was gonna say something and I completely forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Oh my god.
That should be a Street Fighter player that says that.
No.
Or Smash player.
Smash? Oh, chill. Let's not get into that conversation. No. I discovered who Technicals was. This past week. And I've changed. It's very controversial, man. You know what? Here's the new addition to the list. I'm adding the Smash community to the list.
Go boxing ring.
Go boxing ring. I feel like I'm not even upset that Nintendo don't sponsor the Smash community anymore.
You can't be.
I've changed sides now. I support Nintendo and their movement.
Dude, that's how come they were like, yo, we cannot have this shit around anymore.
Yeah. This
is be like, y'all did this. Yeah. This is y'all fault.
This is not even Nintendo's fault anymore. The Smash
no, honestly, I want a meme of like the Eric Andre show where he like shoots Hannibal. It's like the Smash community shooting Nintendo's Smash? Like sponsorship, and be like, why would Nintendo do this?
Nintendo doesn't support us.
Yeah, I don't want Nintendo support us.
Yeah, man, Technicals he's something else. He is something. He's very controversial. We like controversy here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some of his videos can I guess they can come off offensive to you, but you know, Esam's a hypocrite, bro. Like, fuck Esam. And MVD, bro, you a hypocrite too. I see you out there, and I'm glad Sam Sora got banned. I'm glad he got banned. He out here watching a whole minor be with two grown ass men. Fucking disgusting human trash. It's out here condoning and
talking about I didn't say anything because I wasn't making money. Like what?
But also being like, yes, go get yours to like a 15-year-old kid. Bro.
Yeah, that's just unsettling.
It's also like Technical said, we don't. It's not defending Nairo because we don't know the truth, right? It's like he said, a settlement isn't in a fucking like a yes or right or no. It's you just had an agreement. That was it. So we don't know what happened really. But Captain Zack is still wrong too. Fuck that kid. I mean, granted, Captain Zack's what, like 18, 19 now? Fuck that guy. Like he knew what he was doing after the fact.
Plotting.
Yep. He knew exactly what he was doing. With his whole fucking blackmail and extortion shit. Like, the Smash community is fucking toxic. Toxic fucking cesspool.
Yeah, it is.
Playing the game feels different now after watching Technicals.
Yeah.
It feels very different. I don't know, man. The community has made me lose kind of the appeal towards the game. And then Nintendo doesn't still help their case. Like, you're not out of this, Nintendo. Don't think that I fully support you now because I agree with one of your ideals. I don't agree with the rest of them. So he's still on my shit list. You're not out of that one. But yeah, it's a lot of revelations this past week for me. So did you guys see Zero, did you see episode 4 Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
I've
man.
been watching
It's
them like
fucking
mad
bad.
late. Like instead of watching on a Friday, I just come home Friday, sleep, and then since I had like the shot on what was it, Friday, I was just like very groggy and just tired, so I've just been like sleeping a lot lately. So
You gotta play it, man. I mean, you gotta watch it. Excuse me.
I gotta play. I
Play
gotta
that
live
Falcon
it.
Winter Soldier.
I gotta be
You
the Winter
gotta-
Soldier and the Falcon.
I'm in the gaming mentality right now. You gotta watch it, man. It's so good. The last episode.
You gotta play it, man.
It
You gotta do
continuously
those
gets
quick
better.
time events. That's all it is. It's quick time events and a negotiation wheel from Mass Effect. That's all it is.
Wasn't there a show on Netflix that was interactive?
Black Mirror. Was that it?
Oh, that was
Yeah,
That was
Bandersnatch.
the one. And they made the Under the Red Hood movie interactive. Did they not?
No, they never made-
Oh
they never
yeah,
made it.
yeah. There is
Wait,
one
they
where you
did?
get to pick the. No, it's Death in the Family, where you get to pick whether Robin dies or he lives, and then I think it's like an alternate ending.
No. Death in the Family doesn't do that at all.
Yeah,
You
but
sure?
in the movie,
Dude, so yeah, the movie, like, this is how it works because I bought it like a fucking idiot. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. All they did was they took Under the Red Hood storyline, they chopped up major pieces of it, and then put in like maybe 30 seconds of like new material, like where Batman confronts Robin at like the airport and be like, you can't do this alone. And the whole narrative is basically Batman talking to Superman about it, like in a diner. Like they're both as Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne just talking. And it's like, really? You fucking charge people like $15 for this shit? It was just
gotta make money
fucking
somehow.
atrocious. It gotta make money.
DC need
You
that
gotta
money.
fuck people somehow. That's how you do it.
DC definitely need that money. Speaking of DC, Warner Brothers is gonna be at E3. I just realized that. Huh.
Maybe Injustice 3.
Injustice 3, that's right. Yeah, because what a shit show MK11 was. That game died. Fucking immediately.
No.
Oh.
That man's saying no, man.
Yeah, I don't know if he's mad that MK died.
I
Oh
don't think
no!
it died. It's just everything
Audio
was
started
very
playing on my Mac, and I
weird.
thought you guys could hear it, and I didn't want us to get DMCA'd.
Yeah, just MK11. It wasn't MKX. That's the wording I'm gonna use. It's not MKX. Like,
I honestly thought MK11 was good.
oh, it's good.
Roster wise, I felt like it was strange. Like the only characters I really got behind was like bringing back Melina, Nightwolf, adding in Spawn.
Yeah.
But everyone else was just so and also having Terminator in there was like pretty cool. But then RoboCop and then Rambo, it's like, what the hell is going on in like
I
Ed
hate
Boon's
this
mind where he's
third-party
like, I
shit.
want to bring these people. What happened?
I hate the third party shit. Like, I fucking loathe it. I hate it so much.
So you're not happy that Spawn is in the game?
I think 1 or 2 is fine. But I
Like-
don't play Mortal Kombat to play as Rambo. Like,
Yeah, that's just still befuddling me. And also, why the fuck did they add Joker in? Like,
that's the
really, we
thing,
have
like,
him in Injustice. We don't need him in Mortal Kombat.
it's like when I'm playing Injustice, right? I'm not here asking, like, okay, the Ninja Turtles are cool, right? But I'm not asking for the Ninja Turtles. I'm not asking for Hellboy. I'm not asking, what was the other third?
Oh, I'm asking for Hellboy.
I'm not asking for Raiden. Like, I want to play as the DC characters. I want to see what you can do with the lore. I'm here for the legacy of these characters. You know, Mortal Kombat, I want more Mortal Kombat characters. That's why I'm playing Mortal Kombat. I don't want to play as fucking Rambo, RoboCop, Terminator, fucking Spawn. Like, Spawn's cool. We've been asking for Spawn for years. So that makes sense. That was the one that made the most sense.
Yeah.
But, like, why so many third-party characters? Like, it's okay in Smash, because Smash, at this point, you know, it's
I
a
feel like
celebration.
that's like the new appeal ever since like Tekken 7 really started
Yeah.
like pushing out characters. Because if you look at it, we got Knocked, which was like a nice surprise, but then all of a sudden we got fucking what's his name, Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, like, what the
It's
fuck?
like, how
That
the hell
one
do you
was
put this
really
guy in
dumb.
here?
Like I want the legacy characters, man. Like when I play Tekken, I want to play Tekken. I don't want to play like I don't mind Akuma. Like Akuma's fine because Akuma wasn't even DLC. He was just an addition. to the
Akuma
game.
made sense in the story actually,
It
so
did.
I was okay with that.
And plus we had Street Fighter Cross Tekken at that point.
But some like third-party characters is like a nice add-on, like Geese Howard. Like,
Geese was cool.
Bringing him in there. It's nice to see an SNK character come into the mix.
Yes, I didn't. Need
Honestly,
Noct.
I would personally prefer Terry or Rock, but Geese is a good exception.
I don't need Noct and fucking Negan. Like I don't need those characters. Don't give me that. I
need
play
Noct.
Tekken.
Noct was pretty cool to have him in the game.
But did you ask for Noct?
No,
Because I didn't know he was an option.
Exactly. He shouldn't be an option. He shouldn't fucking
Hey,
be
listen,
an
if that's
option.
the case, then we shouldn't get like half the characters we have in Smash Brothers.
But Smash is different. Smash is a celebration of gaming, right? Like it's made its name on bringing in the third party characters since some Brawl, I guess.
Sonic
you
and
can say.
Mario.
Yeah.
Not Sonic and Mario. Sonic and Snake. Yeah.
You know, Smash always felt like the exception because that was then the hype, you know? It's like Street Fighter doesn't do it. Street Fighter, they're bringing in Akira, but that's Rival Schools. That's another Capcom game. They didn't bring in fucking, I don't know, Bruce Lee.
I mean, they do have Bruce Lee.
I was about to say, yeah.
I mean, they got Fei Long.
They got Bruce Lee.
It's Bruce Lee.
Yeah. All right. Like, they didn't put Spider-Man, right, in Street Fighter. Like, I don't want fucking Spider-Man in Street Fighter. Like, I want to play Street Fighter characters. When you give me a season pass for Street Fighter, I'm expecting a lineup of Street Fighter characters. That's why I bought the game. Stop giving me fucking the Predator, Alien, Leatherface, and Jason Voorhees. Give me one. Choose one, and then give me the rest legacy characters. That's all I want. That's all I fucking want. I don't know. Maybe I'm the minor then in this argument.
You know what I really want? Now I'm thinking about it. I want a
don't
Marvel
want
vs.
that.
DC fighting game. I want that. Why don't you want that? How cool would it be? But I don't want anyone to develop it. I want NetherRealms to develop it.
Ugh.
Like I like Capcom and everything, but I feel like the pace would be better suited for NetherRealms.
No, I don't want NetherRealm to develop any fighting games anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think NetherRealm should.
Is it for we're gonna get like
anybody.
George Clooney's Batman as a guest character?
I'm afraid the NetherRealm's just gonna make a broken mess. Like NetherRealm doesn't know how to balance a fucking game at all. Like they don't know what they're doing, how to fucking do it. Like they're so fucking brain dead. And no offense, they're more worried about the SJW fucking bullshit than anything. It's so stupid. I don't know what Ed Boon is doing. When you made a masterpiece that is MK9 and then MKX, and then this is what you make after that to follow up the trilogy of that, that's bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
How did those two games do financially, though?
What, 9 and X?
Yeah.
They
Not
did
too sure.
great.
Yeah, I think they did really well. 9 especially. Let's see.
9, yeah, because I think the series was like on a hiatus for
Dead,
like
yeah.
4 to 5 years.
The series was super dead.
Because of Deception, Deadly Alliance, and Armageddon.
Yeah, those games flopped hard.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because Alliance was actually pretty fun. No, I'm thinking of Shaolin Monks. That's what it was.
That's the
That
one
one
you
was
reminds
pretty
Liu
fun. That one
King.
flopped.
Yeah.
So they,
Yeah, that
they
one was
both
actually really fun.
MK9 and X sold 5 million copies each. And then
How much did 11 do?
11 sold 8 million.
Mm.
Bullshit. And this game is
But
far
everyone heard
inferior.
RoboCop was going to be in there. Like, I gotta get this game.
You know why this game sold really well? Because it's a fucking casual game. That's why it sold really well. It's a
100%.
fucking casual game. This game you
Well,
require
this is the
zero
thing now.
skill.
They need fighting game developers need to make the game a little bit more like casual friendly because this is the thing that always annoyed me. It's if you get a fighting game, you're not going to be amazing at right off the hand. And that's the thing. The average consumer is going to feel like they want to feel like a god. They want to feel like they're amazing in the game without having to put it in the work. It's like if you're willing to spend 200 hours in Persona to get like one thing, be sure to put in that hours to get good into a fighting game because it
Those are
takes
two different
a lot of
demographics,
like
though.
No.
it's two
This
different
is-
demographics, but if you need to have like that willpower. Like I sucked at BlazBlue when it first came out. Like I couldn't pull off a combo or anything. I had to have like that mentality. Like if I want to become good, I gotta learn. I gotta like forget everything that I thought I was and actually utilize and like push myself and even ask people, like open up myself up into a community. And that's also where it stems from as well as the community. And let's face it, the fighting game community now isn't the greatest place.
Has it ever been a good place?
I mean, in the Blaze Blue community, it was really good when the game first came out because everyone was very new to it. Everyone was like, oh, you know, if you do this, you can do that, or you could combo off of this. Like, everyone was like very like receptive to another.
Don't confuse the fighting game community with the Smash community, though. Those are two completely different things.
I would yeah, I can't really. I would say they're like kind of in like a majority camp. Like they're like right on like the borderline, but they're like nowhere really like in
the fighting game community
level, I guess you could say.
Was underground as fuck compared to MLG and like, you know, higher esports. The fighting game community MLG. Grinded and fucking made it a staple. They became esports. The fighting game community is not what the Smash community is. People be like, "Oh, look at the Smash community."
I mean, Smash community was also underground
sucks.
as well. Like, yeah, you ever seen
that's not the point, though.
Document the Smash Brothers?
The Smash community buried itself in the last year and a half. That's completely different than what the fighting game community did. There are bad seeds in the fighting game community. Yes,
like everywhere.
But it's not to say that the fighting game community is not well received or loved, because nitty gritty, it is one of the better communities out there, and it's one of the more welcoming ones. Now, granted, you know, you go to Evo and you're welcome. Smash community, that's why I always separate the two, because the Smash community is a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
I mean, no matter what, you're gonna have
your bad
toxic
seeds.
people in each community.
No matter what. Lie. But you know, the Street Fighter community, for example, they're super chill. Yeah, Gutex. He's Gutex, right?
Man's gonna bring him up today, isn't he?
But for every Gutex, you have a Yipes, you have a Punk, you have a Smug, you know, you have a Daigo, you have an Infiltration, you have a Taquito, Mena RD,
MK Leo.
Yeah, well, MK Leo, he's one of the better ones in the Smash community, yes. But you know, like, even in you know, you have Sonic Fox, who's super controversial and everything like that, but
how is Sonic Fox like controversial exactly?
People don't like how open he is, or they are. Excuse me. People don't like how open they are.
That's the thing. They can't fucking be doing that to the guy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox is an amazing player with amazing potential. Yeah, able to grow. Super young.
The only thing that like pissed me off about it was like during the Dragon Ball Fighters, like I think it was like for the first year Evo. The only thing like I got pissed off with like Sonic Fox was basically him wanting to switch seats with Goichi. It's like, dude, just stay where you are, man.
That's how you get the win.
And that kind of like slowed down his momentum. Yeah, but it slowed down the momentum. It's come on.
I will die. I will die on this hill. Capcom is the only fighting game developer right now that knows how to make a casual and competitive fighting game. That is the only. I will die on this hill.
No.
I will die on this fucking. Arc System Works does not know how to make a competitive fighting game.
So are you telling me you're ready to fucking die tonight? Is that what you're saying?
They make casual fighting games.
Die tonight?
They make easily accessible fighting games that you can jump in and play your favorite characters with one button. There's nothing excelling about these games. Smash doesn't do it. Smash is completely brain dead. Smash Ultimate at least is brain dead. That's why I will die on the Melee is the best Smash has ever been. Smash Ultimate requires zero skill.
Fucking Melee discussion again.
Smash Ultimate requires zero skill. If I jump online in Street Fighter on my first match, I will not win. I can button mash all I want. I can mash Shoryu all I fucking want. I will not win.
Punished.
I will get rocked. If I jump on Fighters online and I mash square and R2, I will win. I can win with my shitty netcode too.
You want to put that to the test?
Trust me, it happens. Even in Mortal Kombat 11,
you want to put that to the test?
I can pick Shiva and fucking jump all game and I'll win. Or I could just fatal blow and get the whole round. It's NetherRealm does not know how to make fighting games. I will die on that hill as well. I will never trust NetherRealm to make a fighting game. They make fun, casual games. They make casual, fun fighting games. That's it. Gory, fun. That's all it is. I play the game for the fatalities. I play the game for the cool combos, and MK11 still took the cool fucking combos out of that. As shitty looking.
So, would you say Blaze Blue is a casual fighting game? Would you?
I would say Blaze Blue mechanically is casual. Yeah. I will say that. And whether you hate to hear it or not, like I will say that because I played cross tag for months when it first launched, and I was decent in cross tag, and it took merely a few days to pick up the game. And when I went back to the game, it felt like I never left because I could just pick the shit back up and win a few games online. If I can do that, there's no.
Well, I'm not talking about like.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Did he cut out, or was that like an F? I don't know.
No, I heard him.
Say it again. What did you say?
I said I'm not talking about cross tag. I'm talking about Central Fiction. Do you feel like that's a casual? Because there is a mechanic where you can have technical and simplified, or I think they call it stylish controls.
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really put enough time into Central Fiction. I haven't put any time into Central Fiction, so I can't comment properly on how I feel about it. I'm just basing it off of Arc System's other games that I've played. Their other mainstream titles. My majority cross tag and fighters. That's where my argument stems from.
But that also extends to Persona, Under Night, and BlazBlue.
Well, I've put in time in Persona, and Persona feels casual as fuck.
The same.
Yeah,
they're not drastically different. They're not
about Grand Blue Versus.
I haven't played Grand Blue, but Persona, you can do crazy, insane touch of death combos, and you know there are ways to get good at the game, but there are too many characters. Or not characters, there are too many mechanics in the game that allow you to fucking just mash out a win. Like, if the game is allowing anyone to jump in the game and mash out a win, it's not mechanically competitive. It is a casual game. That is why I said Street Fighter V is terrible at launch, whatever it is, give it a bad rep, give it a bad start. The game in 2021, in fucking April 11th, 2021, is mechanically a good fighting game. You can jump in casually, enjoy a story mode, enjoy some missions, play the game, learn the game. The game teaches you how to play properly, and you still have the competitiveness to it. You're not going to lose to the scrub in Ultra Bronze who just mashes out fucking buttons. You have to learn. You have to learn.
Tekken is the same way.
Tekken is the same way. Tekken, I always say, is the hardest fighting game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Tekken, no matter what, will be the hardest fighting game to ever jump into. It's not a game that you could just jump in and learn and be good at. Tekken is
I don't know. I give that to King of Fighters.
no. Yeah.
No. Have you seen some
King
of
of
the button
Fighter.
inputs for Tekken, bro? Never.
King of Fighters has ridiculously hard combos. I can admit that. Like their combos are exceedingly difficult. Their trials, have you seen their trials? Mm-hmm. Them shits are hard. But I feel like Tekken requires lots more skill just due to the 8-way movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like Soul Calibur feels like you can do massive damage with like 1 or 2 hits.
The newer Soul Calibur has dropped dramatically since 4.
But Tekken still, like, you can't just jump online and think you're gonna be winning matches just by fucking face planting your stick. I would even say, yeah, Sam Show is really difficult as well. Sam Show mechanically.
Sam Show is very footsie.
Yeah.
That's why you have to think a lot more about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't just rush in and fucking hard swing everyone.
And that was MKX, man. MKX was super like, yeah, it had its long touch of death combos too. But the footsie game was crazy in that game. Like there was 50-50s. You had to know when to block. You have to really think what your opponent's going to do next. What is the best way to get out of this situation? If you have to armor through something, if you have to do this and that. In fucking MK11 is just like, no, I'm going to fatal blow. I'm going to fatal blow. or no, I'm just going to do my wake up attack. There's a whole designated wake up attack in the game. Like every character has the same wake up attack. You can do it all. And it's not even actually balanced. Because fucking Johnny Cage's wake up attack is better than Quintana's. Why? It's a universal mechanic. Why isn't everyone's the same? It makes zero sense. There's no logic behind it. The show's starting though. WrestleMania Night 2 is starting, and I'm very excited. So this was a little short podcast.
I'm just gonna scream out like the Adrian, listen, fuckery, just really quickly, be like, you know what, just fuck everyone in the world. If you don't get vaccinated, you're fucked. All right, gotta go, bye.
The AJ List of Fuckery New Edition is the Smash community. You guys suck. I hate you guys. And you guys ruined a really like fun game. On top of that, yeah, they broke my heart because I defended y'all like a few months ago, and now I'm taking it back. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Yep.
Also, there will be a Monster Hunter gameplay video going up. I'm editing it. I was editing it earlier. It's almost done. It's taking a lot of work, but it will be up, and it will reference the Xerox joke that we made earlier in the evening. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. I hope y'all, if y'all wrestling fans out there, please enjoy it. What about you guys? Got any last statements to throw out before I finish?
Get your
Watch the
vaccine
horrible
shot.
Mortal Kombat movie.
Don't be a cuck.
Okay. And Mortal Kombat does come out this week, right?
In like 5 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I hope
That's gonna be awful.
It's gonna be just as shitty as MK11. So don't forget to like, super kick the notifications bell, as Bugz would say. I got to do it for him. Don't forget to, when you're tweeting out, follow us
Mortal
at
Kombat.
Metaverse G.
Yeah, at Metaverse G. We'll try to get a Mortal Kombat review. Yes, no, maybe so. We'll try.
Yeah, I definitely want to review that.
We'll see how
I'm
our
gonna give my input on it.
we'll see how our times align for that. Snickers presents the grandest spectacle of the year. And then don't forget to use hashtags. Let's go around and hashtag Metaverse of Gaming when you guys are tweeting at us, so that you can get the word spread out. You know, you want to get us popping and locking.
Support small streamers, bro.
Support small streamers, me. You can tune in to my co-stream of the Resident Evil thing on April 19th. I played a little bit of Reverse, and I'll give my thoughts on that one. My respectful thoughts on that one. I'm not gonna be a show.
Oh, you downloaded the Reverse?
Yeah, I played it. Yeah. So we'll see you guys.
I just
on the
downloaded
next
it. I'm gonna try it out later.
Is it still live?
It's over. Nah, the beta ended.
Really? They still have it up to download?
Yeah,
Wait.
but the beta ended. There's like a whole message that
God
pops up when you
damn
try
it.
and play. I think it was only up for like 3 or 4 days, and like 2 of those
Son
days
of
it was
a-
in maintenance.
Oh wow! So you only had that one day to play.
Yeah, I played it
Basically.
really late at night.
Jesus. Well, fuck. That sucks.
All right, guys. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.